Guys, welcome back to Feathers in a Fence. You know, of course, I'm Frankie. I haven't been on in a few weeks, I think. Really didn't look at the analytics. We'll see last time I was on. But the last time I was on, we got ready things to go to the sale. And like I said, a sale is where you take your animals, they be auctioned, then they be sold. Around here, that's what pays for the feed, that's what pays for their care, and all that good stuff. You know, so yeah, some animals will be sold, some animals actually live here, will die here on the farm. And I would say 75% of the animals are gonna be sold. There's a little small 25% that'll probably stay here on the actual homestead. The prices that day, I said I was gonna go over it. The prices that day for Coturnix quail, I sold straight run. I got between $4 and $5 per bird. I sold some hens, some Black Star hens that were about maybe 18 months old, what they call that point of lay, because these birds start laying at 20, 22 weeks. They brought in between $13 to $16. I sold roosters. This time of the year, I don't need roosters. Why? It's because it's too cold to try to incubate eggs. So what I do is I just basically get rid of all the roosters. What I will eventually do is take the roosters and put them in a separate facility or in a separate pen. But like I said, this time of the year, I don't know who's incubating eggs. Like today, it's beautiful out here today, but it's chilly. This morning when we woke up, there was ice all over the ground. So it froze pretty hard last night. But today the temperatures are 60 degrees today. Well, they're gonna be 60 degrees today. And tonight the lows are gonna be in between 35, 40 degrees. So yeah, but we really had a hard freeze this morning. I ended up bringing all the plants in. There was some I left outside because the cold don't affect them. But yeah, so here in Southeast Georgia, we have been cold. Let's see here. What else? Oh, what else is going on? Like I said, I sold the roosters. The roosters came in about between 17 and 20 bucks for roosters. I had about 5 of them. And I did keep one. Like I said, there are some animals that will stay on the farm, and the one that I do have is Mr. Arnold. The reason why he's so special to me versus the other roosters is I actually had to help him get out of the egg when he was born. So with that, I just, kind of had a soft place for Mr. Arnold. So Mr. Arnold didn't go anywhere. He's still on the homestead. As of now, what I'm doing is just cleaning up, keeping everybody dry, keeping everybody warm. I had rabbits to have babies on the wire. It wasn't their fault, it was mine, because I didn't know there was a male rabbit in there with them. Didn't know until it was too late. And so I had about 3 does that had babies on the wire. Of course, they all died, but it wasn't no fault of theirs. That was strictly my fault for not sexing. Well, I wasn't sexing, somebody else was sexing, and they got one of them wrong. And so I lost about 20 to 23 rabbits, babies. But my go-to, which is Coconut, she of course had babies, and her daughter had babies. And to believe it or not, they actually, I put let me show you Coconut and her mama. Coconut and baby Coconut. So come on right here, let me show you these guys. I'm gonna get you a look at here. This is Coconut. Coconut is the big one. The little mom, I call her little Coco. That's her baby. I put a nest box in there for little Coco. Coconut had already had babies, but I had put, okay, you come out now. I had put a nest box in there for little Coco, and she wouldn't have the babies in there. She had the babies in the same nest box that the mama had the babies in. So I said, if it ain't broke, it don't fix it. I've only lost one out of that bunch. The babies are a week apart, but I've never had that happen here where 2 mamas actually use the same box to have the babies and they're a week apart. That has never happened. So again, I can't count the babies because she gets a little aggressive, and I don't want to really stress her out trying to count all those babies. But I know it's at least 12 in there. It's about 12. And like I said, I think we lost 3 out of that bunch. So yeah. But again, that was something unusual. I had a nest box for both mamas. Again, the baby mama, little coconut, she wouldn't use it. As far as the chickens are concerned, they're doing good. They stopped laying eggs because I had brought in infected chickens and didn't know it, which will never happen again. I went against my own rule about bringing in adult animals. I like to either hatch them out or buy them as chicks. And I bought 2 roosters, and it went through the chicken palace pretty hard. I ended up losing 1 chicken. I've got 1 in isolation right now. We call her Sally. Sally is doing a whole lot better. She actually has a light on her because the temperature's being so cold. I don't want to take that chance with Sally, and then she freezes to death because she's in here by herself. And but that's Sally. That's what me and my partner call her. Short for Salmonella. Yeah, I thought that was a cute name. But yeah, so Sally's doing a whole lot better. Again, she could be doing better, but we've got a light on her just so that she doesn't freeze since she's by herself and she's under the weather. But other than that, everything else is pretty much direct, straight to the point. Like I said, I got rid of about, I would say half of things around here. Oh, the rabbits. I did sell rabbits. They brought in the lion head mixes. They brought in about $30. The New Zealand whites brought in about $20. And these were babies. I did have a couple of adults that I sold, which was males. Those males brought in about $40. Yeah, $40. Compared to back in July, rabbits were being sold between $3 and $5. So yeah, you gotta know when is the best time to sell, when not to sell. So yeah. But other than that, guys, I'm glad you all checked me out today. Again, just updates on everything and, enjoying this cool / warm weather. It just doesn't matter. Know what it's going to do in Southeast Georgia. But as always, good things are coming your way. I love you guys. So y'all be safe. Y'all stay warm because it's cold. At least it's cold to me. So y'all be good out there. Love you guys. Bye-bye.